Well, good morning, everyone. It's Two Knucklebark Ranch. It's 68 degrees. We have a high of 102 today. We're supposed to hit 109 to 115 throughout the week here in Redding, California. Scorching place. It's like a desert, but with trees. Anyway, so here's my potatoes. Unbeknownst to me, I forgot to check my timers because we had a power outage last week with PG&E, of course. We get those all the time. We will, and we especially when we need them, when we need the power, it goes off. So we will be setting up our auxiliary generator this morning and making sure that we can run our air conditioner. We have a swamp cooler. It's what they call a chiller. It's a great big swamp cooler on our house, and it does a pretty good job of anything below 105, but anything above that we have to switch over to the air conditioner. So unbeknownst to me, the control panel was messed up last week with the power outage, and that always happens with these things. For some reason it messed up the one for the orchards, the fruit trees, and I thought there was something wrong with my potatoes, so they were only getting watered once a week. So I just checked the moisture level in the soil, and it was really dry. So we turned it to where they're going to get watered 8 minutes 4 times a day to hopefully alleviate this heat that's coming. This is what we do every time that we have these heat waves in Redding, and it's a pretty common occurrence in the month of July and August. Sometimes our summers will go all the way to Thanksgiving, believe it or not. It'll stay up into the 90s, which is bearable, but it gets to be a drudgery throughout the summer of constant heat. So this is the upper garden. Our cantaloupes are doing well. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, our cantaloupes are doing well. Our watermelons are doing well. We have fruit that is set. So we love the watermelons. We grow our own watermelons, and they're seeded watermelons, and they are so delicious. Keep these separate. So we have one there. And these are those Indiana striped boogers, or whatever they call them. Corn is doing okay, but it was not getting much water either. The deer have not been hitting us here, so these potatoes will probably snap out of it once they start getting water again. Anyway, so here we are with these guys, trying to figure out why they're practically dying in this tub, but over there. So it's mostly just a lack of water, and it looks like we have. I haven't seen any pumpkins, but I do see a little watermelon down there. Anyway, so here's another one right there. So we got to make sure these watermelon get a lot of water, because they need a lot of water to fill those melons up. Anyways, we have some spaghetti squash growing here. Should be some pumpkins involved in here somewhere, because I did plant some pumpkin seeds here. Anyways, and how are these guys right here surviving without getting watered? I don't know. That's just my compost pile to add to these tubs. Anyways, so if you guys want a tub or tubs, Costco has a sale on them for $8.99, $9 a piece for those square storage containers. That's what we get. It's a good price. I think the best price you're going to find, and they're readily available. So you're not going to search all over town and pay an arm and a leg at Lowe's or Home Depot or some of the nurseries. Yeah, as gardeners, we got to find what is the cheapest way. There's our sweet potato. Not looking so hot. I just moved him outside yesterday or last night. We're going to get him planted today. Probably the worst day with all this heat coming up, everybody's going to get stressed. Not just our gardens, but our fruit trees will get stressed. We harvested most of the peaches off the peach tree right there. Still had more peaches on there that were not ready. We are gonna, because I'm by myself, I don't have anyone to help me put the stuff up, so we harvest what we can, give away a lot of it, and then we put up what I can put up. And so I've been looking for a partner because my wife is bedbound and can't do anything since her stroke. I pretty much on my own when it comes to all this stuff, but I have a stepdaughter and a granddaughter that are going to put up some of the peaches for me. So everybody's looking really good. We're going to change the programs. Oh, we got a zucchini going on here. We are going to change the programs. Look at our hibiscus is doing really well. It really likes the heat. So we're going to have to harvest those. I need to do some research on how to harvest and how to dry it, and that's going to be a tea, that hibiscus, this hibiscus roselle. Cucumbers are all coming along well. We have a problem with, we're still fighting the aphids. We have aphids on our still on our pepper plants. And so we are going to, I ran out of the spray for them. Everybody talks about doing organic, and we have tried doing the organic way. We never have had success that way. Uh-oh. What we have here? I guess that fellow was ready. Yeah, see? Yeah, I don't know what caused that. Looks almost like it was burned from the sun. So we are going to be putting shade cloths up today. Michael's coming today to help me put up shade cloths. I hire him to come and help me out, and he's a very dependable guy. He is trustable. He's intelligent, and I really do like the guy. He's a good guy. And so we will be spraying this morning to try to knock down the aphids and see what we got going here. See if we can win this fight. This particular garden right here has always been infested with aphids. It's an ongoing battle here, and especially when we get things real thick over there. And the roselle, I don't know if they'll get on that, but I haven't seen any on that roselle, that hibiscus over there. Haven't seen any on our yeah, that stuff. Anyways, brain fart. Anyhow, so we're gonna put a shade cloth over our little desk area here, our area that holds all of our utensils. So these tomatoes are doing well. Yeah, Swiss chard is what this stuff is. It's doing really well. This kind of Swiss chard does good in the heat. Swiss chard is one of those heat tolerant plants, and it's a really nice supply of greens. Looks like our tomatoes are going over the top real well. We'll probably see them. These guys, when they get big, are real aggressive. So these guys are going to come over the top. That there is a pumpkin I planted in there. And we just threw a quick water line on it. Anyway, so we're looking pretty good here. This morning we're going to have to reprogram the programmers to water 4 times a day for very short periods of times. So it'll be probably, the first one in the morning will be about 10 minutes, and then about 6 minutes thereafter throughout the day, because we have 4 start times with those controllers. Here we are. So here's our cantaloupe, and we like to grow Hales Best because it's a muskmelon, and we like muskmelons better than the regular cantaloupe. Some people don't like the musk taste, but I'm pretty partial to it. I like sorghum and molasses too, so that might tell you something. Oh, my family came from Oklahoma. My wife came from North Dakota. Imagine that. Up in the squareheads, up there where the squareheads are from. Anyways, that's what I call her all the time. I call her a squarehead. So here we have garden beans. Garden beans, and we have some lima beans that we're growing here. I see they're trying to pop up this morning. And then our asparagus is doing really, really well. These berries are beginning to turn red, and that's what we're waiting for. We'll harvest those. That's going to be our seeds that we're going to plant in this bed right here. And this is lima beans. We're going to throw a little teepee tripod thing over that to let them support them, get them up off the ground. And these are just tomatoes that have volunteered, and we're just going to leave them be. We're going to let them grow like that. You know, I used to go back on my uncle's farm when I was a kid, and he had a truck farm back in Oklahoma. And that's when Oklahoma got rains in the summer back 40 years ago. Anyways, maybe 50. Something like that, 45 years ago. Anyway, so our asparagus is doing real well, and here's our poke salad. The berries, so you want to eat the young leaves, like these young leaves right here on these, and you boil these leaves 2-3 times, I don't remember, but you can eat it. You don't want to eat the berries or the roots. They might kill you. They are poisonous. Anyway, so getting ready for the heat. We're going to be putting up shade cloths all around our house, up here, up there around the east side of the west side of the house, all coming off the eaves to shade that wall there. And then over on the south side there, we're going to be putting some up that's going to shade the west side of the, I keep misspeaking, the south side of the house. East side, and then around the corner is the south side. So we will be putting up shade cloths for that. And not only that, we're going to be putting one here to kind of shade the deck, because it gets really hot. So if we can intercept that sunlight before it hits the wall there, we can cool that house down considerably. And we got them pulled out here. They're laying there. We ordered a couple of extra from Amazon this morning that arrived. Well, I mean, we ordered a couple of days ago and they arrived last night. So that was pretty awesome. Here we go. Here we go. So looks like they're hanging in there. When they get a little bigger, we'll put a little mesh sock around them. We got another one right there that's coming on. So we do have some fruit coming on. Probably, now I know watermelons and cantaloupes, they really like the heat, but they don't like the excessive heat. So I don't think we're gonna shade cloth this one. We probably could, but I don't know how many shade cloths we have right now. We have one up over there to protect our pepper plants. So that's just an ongoing thing because of so these guys will just keep weaving them over. And these are cantaloupes right here. And these are cantaloupes. These over on this side seem to be doing better than them. And I think it's got to do with the water. And we are going to be transitioning away from them soaker hoses to a drip hose, polyethylene hose. And then we're just going to, I found out that instead of buying the 1/4 gallon per hour emitters, we can just drill a really small hole in the plastic polyethylene and do just as well that way. So that's a cost-saving measure if you want to do it like that. Some people get real technical. We're always looking for the cheaper, even sufficient, just as sufficient way to do things. Hopefully we'll. It's funny how these down on this end are doing so much better than this end, but this is where the water starts, so I'm not really sure what's going on there. I know that we are short a plant that didn't, we only have one plant on this side that didn't germinate, so we have been trimming some of the shade leaves out, and we'll probably get out here at 5 o'clock in the morning. We don't work in the heat. I used to. I was an engineering contractor and did a lot of work in the Redding area, and we worked right through that heat. I got heat stroke throughout my life here in Redding twice. It's a really, really hard on your kidneys and injures your kidneys. So if you don't stay hydrated, and that's usually what brings on the symptoms of muscle cramps and stuff like that. If you just drink some, don't drink that purified water because it doesn't have the minerals and things in it that your body needs. So our corn is doing real well. I mean, and it's another thing is these two were planted at the same time. This one is only about 8 inches or 9 inches taller than this one, but it's they are doing so much better compared to this one. I feed this one to try to get it to catch up with these, but if the ears get mature later than these, that'll be a big plus for us, because you can cut the kernels off of the ears and go from there, and then freeze it. There's Molly in the window over there. Hello, Molly. Yeah, she's wishes she was out here. Anyways, I'll let her out in a minute. So we haven't started harvesting our Santa Rosa plums. The cherry tree's done. It's been done for a while now. The Santa Rosa plums are not ready, and there's just a lot of them. They're just real small. Now, the great thing about these plums, growing plums, is the skins on plums have a natural yeast on them, and all you have to do is wait, put a tarp under the tree, wait for them to drop onto the ground, because when they drop off the tree, that means there's full as much sugar as the tree's going to provide for them. And when they drop off to the ground, that's when it's time to pick them up and put them in your vat, and smash them up, put them in your vat, get in there with them big paint stirrers, and as long as it's doesn't made out of zinc or anything like that, you don't want none of that stuff in your wine. And you can make a lot of wine, fruit wine. It's not, of course it's not. I think it's just as good as the grape wine. But look at these guys. Look how they're doing. Man, they're doing good. So we got tomatoes coming on, and these are really, really good tomatoes. They're not full of a lot of the tomato itself is the flesh, and instead of the juice. Those are beefsteak and big beef. We grew these last year and had a great success with them. So we went right back to the same ones. Here we have some mint. On the outside here, we have marigolds, and we have mint here growing. That we will take this stuff. Whitefly. So we'll take this stuff when it's mature, and we'll harvest the seeds, of course. And then when it's mature, when it's all done for the season, the blossoms are done, we'll clip it off right there. We'll put it in the drying rack. We'll dry it. We'll smash it up, and then at that point we'll be able to process it. You can either boil it, put it in a crock pot for 4 or 5 hours and boil it, cook it down to where you get the moisture, get all the water out of it, and then it's oil. And then once you have the oil, then you can store the oil to where you have the mint flavoring and mint oil. It's good for you. It's got some antioxidants in it. Let's see, these guys are bush beans, but they're climbing. So when you plant your bush beans, you need to let them have maybe a trellis action going on there. Although these guys have not been producing. There's only like 6 plants here, and they're not producing real well. So I pick them when they get mature. You don't want to let them get mature because that might signal the plant that it's time to they're done. And these guys will be done, and when August rolls around, we're going to pull them out. And we'll be pulling the zucchini out, everything, and the roselle, all this, and we're going to plant cabbage in here. We're going to do the same thing in these beds, depending on the peppers, if the peppers are doing well. But we will be, come August, we will be making some changes because we do want to grow some cabbage and some lettuces. Brassicas is what we want to get going here in this garden. And we haven't had a lot of problems with the deer coming in and feasting on us, but we probably will come towards the end of the month. So we're going to put brassicas in here, over there, and then inside the watermelon garden, we're going to go ahead and plant those in front of the watermelon plants. And when it comes time for the watermelons they'll be done too, probably September. So we'll cut them off and continue to grow the brassicas. I think it's brassicas. Anyways, brassicas. Anyhow, so here's a garden for, this is a Monday. I think it's the 1st of July. I'm pretty sure. Anyways, I didn't check this morning. So here we are. This is going to be 103 today, but tomorrow 109. So we're getting ready for the heat. Hope all you guys stay well, stay out of the heat. Try to make sure you stay hydrated. Don't end up getting, if you get heat stroke, you're susceptible to heat strokes the rest of your life. So make sure that you stay hydrated. And God bless you all. Have a wonderful day and get ready for the heat. See you later. Thanks for watching.